Welcome back. In this video, we are going to go over how to model this kind of corner piece, or this vent on the side, and then also maybe some other the vent shapes we see kind of on these other sides. So let's first just go to our model, and we did have a reference earlier with this kind of vent shape. And I believe this is similar, pretty close. So I'm going to go and just grab one of these. So I'm going to clone that out. Let's call this vent. Okay, so I'm going to hide my reference, and then we'll just select just one of the shapes. Okay, I'm going to make this a different color so I know as my what I'm working on. So I believe this vent here needs to be quite a bit softer, as you can see. So if I were to just do a quick turbo smooth, it's clearly not what we want. So something you can do is if I go to my turbo smooth, turn that on, and then turn my elbow poly, the show end result, I can use that feature. So I'll just kind of start to box this in with my swift loops. Okay. It looks like it's a little softer in this bottom portion. So maybe what I want to do is I might want to grab this swift loop, and we'll just move up a bit. And then what I could do here is select that, and then we'll just set that a little bit. Okay. I think that should be okay. Oops. There you go. So now if I were to look at my turbo smooth, I feel like this is a pretty close shape to what we're kind of trying to achieve here. I might want to do one more subdivision, like so. I'm going to turn off my wireframe just to see. Yeah, I think that's pretty similar. So with that done, I'm going to take. That's not what I'm going to do, sorry. I'm going to put this pivot right there. And I do want to move this down. So if I'm going to bring my reference back up, I can see how far down I should move it. So holding shift and we'll move down till it fits right about that same shape there. And I want 2 copies going down. Right, so I'm going to hide my reference again. And now we have our these vents. And actually, I think I kind of want to. I'm going to delete these 2 again. I kind of want to go to this vent and then kind of push it up just a hair. So let me show my wireframe. And let's okay. So I'm going to select these. Now extrude them up, or sorry, the negative. Just a pinch. And I'll extrude again a bit more. And one more time, this would be a bit less. Okay, so let's see how that looks. Okay, and that seems to me to be, has that, that vent shape a little bit going up. So I think that's gonna be pretty good. But now look, I kind of want this to be a little sharper edge too. So one last thing I want to do is I want to put one more swift loop there, and then maybe one more right. Let's see, right along here. Okay. Yeah, I think I like that. Okay. So now I'm gonna turn off my edge, or show edge. And I think that's pretty good. Okay. So bring up my reference again. Holding Shift, I'm gonna drag this down to just be roughly where the reference shows. 2 copies, and then I'll have my reference. Now I have my 3 vents on the side. We want that on either side. So what I'm gonna do is take this top vent. I'm gonna go to Edit Poly, and I have to convert these other 2. Actually, I'll convert this one to Edit Poly as well. So now I can attach, out there all editable polys, I can attach these vents. And next I want to go to my pivot point, and I want this to be in the middle of the y-axis. And now we'll do a symmetry, and I want to make sure that is a symmetry on the y-axis, and it disappeared, so that means that it was copying this section, so if I hit flip, it'll show both sides. So now we have both sides have their have the vents ready to go, and I can just convert that down to poly. I'm going to switch this to my blue color to show that it is ready to move on. Okay, so next let's go ahead and work on this vent right here. So what we're going to do here is we want to first make these kind of the frame. And then once we make the frame, we're going to make a single vent that will go across both sides of these and just repeat it all the way down. So we're going to start off by doing a box. Okay, convert this to poly. And now I'm going to go to my side view. Let me see. There you go. And I think I want this to be a little bit thinner, maybe a little bit shorter. I think it looks to be pretty good. Okay, I just want to center that right onto the side here. And I'm going to push it. And before I actually push it all the way in, I'm going to go ahead and delete this because we won't be seeing that, so therefore we don't need that one. And then I want to connect. Actually, I think one connection will be just fine for this case. And then what I'll do here is I will then do 2 separate insets. I want to make sure it goes by polygon. And the reason is that way now we can create now I'm looking at, I think that so now I don't want, so what I want to do here is I want to chamfer this I want it to be about that width. And what I'll do here is I'm going to add 2 more loops, and I want these loops to be I want these loops to match this. So there's a few ways we can do that. What I could do is so I think what I'm going to do here is I'm going to put in my swift loop here and here, and then I know I want this. I'm going to go to my transform there, and I want it to be along the x-axis 0.25. That's way too far. Sorry, 0.25. So let's lock that back here. I want to move this 0.025. That might even be too far, so let's try 0.02. There you go. And so now I want this one to be along the x-axis, 0.02 in the negative direction. And so now I know that either way, so I'm going to transfer this real quick. I'm going to make it 2, so that way I know that this will be in the x-axis 0.01. This one should be negative 0.01. Oops. I need to hit the negative 0.01. And so now we have the same, I'm going to delete that middle one, and these are all perfectly equal 0.02. And then, in fact, I do need to add in so I need to add in 2 more connections. Okay, so these as well will be the same. So now we're going down the z-axis. We will go negative 0.02, and then I'm going to select this. I'm going to go positive 0.02. Okay. So something that we can do here to make these corners nice and easy to work with, I'm going to connect right here. So just select the 2 I want, Control C, just like that. And then what we can do is we can start to remove some of these unnecessary edges, like so. So I'm going to do that real quick. And the reason I'm doing this is it'll allow us to, when we chamfer, it'll be able to round the corners real easy. Make sure I get rid of that one. Okay, I forgot to get rid of those. Oops. Okay. So now what we can do next is we can extrude these 2 back. And let's go ahead and for now, we'll just extrude them back a bit too far. And then I'm just going to snap these in line like that. And then actually I want to bring these in just a hair. And I can even push these back just a hair too. Okay. So now I want to select all these corners. And actually I think maybe, let's see how this will work. Okay, so I'm going to first chamfer these corners, and I want this to be a quad chamfer with the 0.5 tension. Let's go ahead and do, I think that should be just fine like that. I do believe I want to do a small chamfer on these inside edges as well. And I do mean small. Okay. That's pretty good. Sorry about that. Okay. Now with those done, I'm going to select either side of this. And I want these to be chamfered just a little bit. Something very subtle. That looks pretty good. Okay. And then this outside will be a pretty large one. I guess as well as, let's see. Let me go to my top view. I'm just going to deselect everything except for that corner, or except for the outside face. And then I will select all those edges. I guess I did not. deselect. Let's see. Okay. Sorry. Okay, there you go. Sorry about that. So what I'm going to do here now is just another chamfer. Hopefully it's... Yeah, I think that looks pretty good. Okay. So now we have that created out. We can focus on our... I'm going to delete these two. And then want to bring these in, collapse that. Same thing over here. Bring this in and collapse it. Okay. Alright, so now we have that made up. We can position this where we need to, which will be right, just right in there. Okay. So next, what we need to do is make these kind of slats, and these will be pretty simple. You know, we can just use a nice easy box. Let's go ahead and go to the side. Oops, side view. We want to just put this right in the middle. Let's make it a little bit smaller. Now if we go to our selection tools, oops, I need to, first I need to convert this to poly. Okay, so now we can go to our polygon selection, and let's just delete these two outside ones. So I did just select the outsides and delete them. Okay, so I'm going to make this a little bit smaller, and we know it's gonna be right about in there somewhere. There it goes. Okay, and let's rotate it. We can see our rotations down here. We want to rotate about 45. Maybe it's the other direction. So okay. We want to make sure this is small, that it will just fit right into that, like so. So once it fits in there, we can just then at that point we can line it up. And let's just start at the very top. Okay. So now that is at the top, and what we can do here is I'm going to rename this real quick. Vent. I'm just call it vent lower for now. Okay. So now I got this little panel selected. I want to put the pivot point right there. Perfect. Hold Shift. Okay, and I want to make, let's just say for now I'm just going to make 10. I'll probably go a little far. Okay, actually that was not enough, so let's hold Shift again. Let's make 12. This might be a little too far this time, and it is. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to delete, delete these two vents. And now what I want to do is just select this one. I'm going to go to attach. Now to attach all these little vent sections. Okay. So now I'll remove this up just a hair. And now we have our vent created, a real simple vent, something that's going to give us some interesting, subtle details. Okay, so I'm going to now attach those together. And I'll make this that blue just to show that it is ready to go. So in this video we made worked on our vents, the larger side vents, and then we also worked on our smaller vent on the lower portion, the lower portion of the model. So in the next video, we will work on. We'll go and continue with the vents. So we'll make this vent, and then we'll make these two panels here, and if we have time, we'll start working on the fan. Otherwise, we can put the fan to the next video.